Hey guys, welcome to the Jen Lowry Writes channel, where today I have wonderful news about my template. It is actually working, and I am so very pleased that Pooja and I were going back and forth, texting and talking. She's one of my writing friends that I love, that I met through the podcast, and we found templates actually on the same day. So let me see, DIY templates for, I don't remember the title. Okay, DIY book formats. Okay, so I want you to go to DIY book formats, and I was watching his videos, and his videos are extremely helpful. Videos are very informative. So I will tell you now, go to this website, check out this author's work, and then you can sign up for his newsletter. See how you can download now? And it's free. And you can look at your different choices that you can get. And they work. But when I was doing those templates, I was looking at them. I had already worked through the Hartwell Chronicles, and I was trying to format them on my own. So I made the executive decision to go ahead and just use my own word that I had already kind of started messing with, because I was watching YouTube videos on how to format. So I had pretty much got myself to a good starting place. But if you have not done so, I would suggest you use the templates that are already provided for you out there in the author world, because it will save you a lot of time, trouble, and headache. Okay. I have had a tremendous amount of stress over the formatting. It took me 2 weeks, but I was thinking that I was doing it right. When I got my proof copy back of the Hartwell Chronicles, nothing that Ingram Spark had done. You can watch that video, but I was finding formatting errors. So then I had to fix the template again, which now I feel very confident that this template is the one. This is my true love, because I'm going to show you what I've got going on here. So I have the Lightbearers series here, where this is my original. So I'm taking it from here. You can see I'm at 96,000 words now. My goal is to cut it down to 95,000. I started with right close at 100,000 words. So I've been cutting and working through this. So I'm copying here. I'm coming over to here, and I'm pasting it in. And I know you can get the extension, guys. I know ProWritingAid has the Word and the Google Docs extension, but for some reason, in my weird brain, I like looking at it on this screen. So here I go. I have 5 spelling errors, and then, book bag, I say that. They don't recognize Seth McKenzie, and look what I did with I'm. I actually put quotation marks by accident instead of an apostrophe. So it's going to catch my grammar, but it's going to also catch my style. Then I'm going to be able to run a summary report. And so I've already done a ProWritingAid tutorial, but I just want to show you I'm in this editing phase all over again. So all of the tools that I learned being the editor of the Hartwell Chronicles, now I'm applying to my trilogy, the Lightbearers series, and I've got to work on that style, which, guys, I've talked with you before. The style issue for me was definitely the passive voice. So the better, the more that I write, the more that I catch these errors. This is going to train me. So you can see I have to definitely take out these adverbs. That was a problem. It wasn't as much as a problem with the Hartwell Chronicles, because I learned the adverb rule, but this was written early 2000. So Solomon was born in 2002. So I'm trying to think back about when Bridges was originally written. I'm going to have to go back and look at my emails of when I was sending it to my niece, April, to be a beta reader. And my Aunt Dot, she was a beta reader for this years ago. I'm thinking that he was fascinated with Phantom of the Opera to the point where he actually dressed up like the Phantom for Halloween when he was 3 years old. So I'm thinking 2005-ish, 2006 is when I actually wrote the Lightbearers series. So I've had this trilogy sitting out there in the world. Thankfully, I'd emailed it so I could pull it back out. So the more that I write, the more that I learn, then the less of these errors are going to occur. And I know that. So I'm not beating myself up anymore and having a Jennifer fight club over, I should have known, I need to fix these past. I'm fixing them. I'm learning. And that's why I love using editing tools like this, because now I'm able to shape up bridges. And so what I'm doing is I'm shaping everything up. I'm cutting all of the junk out. I have found paragraphs that I didn't need anymore. I've been finding dialogue that I'm fixing, a lot of tagging. I would tag a one-on-one conversation way too much. So that's going to definitely cut down on my word count. I removed a lot of those tags. So a lot of things that I know now, I just didn't know back then. But I love my story. I am so in love with Jasleen and Seth. I love the progression, the acceptance, the unconditional love, the spiritual gifts, supernatural, the paranormal in it, the romance. This is more heavily romantic than the Hartwell Chronicles is. So it's going to be hopefully one that you're going to love as much as I do. So I'm fixing it up. So now, after I'm here, I'm coming in. And if you guys notice, doesn't this look familiar? These are my little boogers, right? That I'm using for hopefully a screen sharing, that you'll be able to see this. And I'm doing change picture. So I'm going in, change picture from a file, and I'm choosing my downloads shell. And I've learned how to name these things where they're easy to find. And now I can go in and pick a shell and move it around and place it on the page where I want it to go. And can I position it there? Or I might even have that one. No, I want it there. And I'm positioning my images at the top for my chapter headers. Then for this one, you can see this one is still the template, but this one is now my Ingram Spark template for bridges. And once I get it from this screen, from the bridges screen, then I'm going through and copying, pasting it into the template, one chapter at a time. I really like the flow of this. I like how I'm doing it because I'm sealing it up. It's like I'm putting it to bed. And I'm then singing it a nighttime story because I'm choosing from the list of Screencastify is recording a tab in the background. Oh, so you're not getting to see my tabs as I'm moving through. Oh, well, I'm so sorry. I wonder why. So the list of the Billboard top 100 of the 80s, I actually have it I have it pulled up on another tab, and I'm looking down the charts, and I've started with 1980 because she's an 80s girl. She loves 80s music, and she will randomly sing a line. That's all jumbled up, but you can at least kind of get close to knowing what she's singing. Of 80s music. And it's because at her mom's restaurant, they have one of the piped in radio stations, and it's always on 80s hits. So she was raised on 80s MTV and VH1. So was my son on VH1 Classics. So it's kind of like at that time when I was actually writing it in the early 2000s, I was schooling my son on 80s music. So that was the time period of what it was. So I'm using those lyrics, and I'm using the titles of the songs as chapter titles. So I'm going in, and once I name that chapter, it's changing it on my chapter headings on my formatting on the left-hand side, because I do the navigation panel. I just go, oh my gosh, I'm already on chapter 9. I've been doing this for 2 days, and I've really got this editing down. And I knew that was going to happen. Like, I had this sense in my spirit that as soon as I figured out this stuff, like how to format a book in Microsoft Word for Ingram Spark, like once I figured it out, I knew that it was just going to be, a matter of time, and I was going to be able, just to be able to do this in an efficient way, because I have been challenged by a video that I watched. And you guys can, if you listen to the podcast, you can relate to what I'm talking about, because I've shared this on the Jen Lowry Writes podcast, where this lady is a prolific writer. She's a teacher. She has a family, and she's putting out 24 books a year, and is highly successful, and is soon going to be turning into full-time author career. Well, I want that full-time author career. I have 10 more years until I retire from public teaching. So once my educational retirement comes in, this gives me 10 years to be able to build my author base, build my author community. And then, of course, I will be a full-time writer at that stage. But if I can jumpstart that career earlier, that is my life goal, is to be a full-time author. So I can't put out 24 books a year, but I can say that I'm going to try to set a goal to having a book a month starting in September. So I have preliminary written out a schedule for the 13th, September, October, November, December, putting out those books like that. And by me having the templates, Pooja and I are right. Getting these templates is really going to cut down on the time and the worry, and how am I getting my page numbers right, my headers, and page backs and forths, and what does my front matter, what does my back matter, because my bio is not going to change. My author's note for mental health is not going to change. I have to have that author's note in the back of all of my books. I've just got to create the front matter copyright page, but I already have that saved on Canva. All I have to do is change the image up and change the ISBN numbers on there. I've already purchased my ISBN numbers for my author business, so I'm already ready on that angle. I just have to assign the ISBN number to the Lightbearers series, and I have that taken care of. So having these books, September, October, November, and December, seeing 4 books from me in my YA world this year, that's doable because I'm starting it early, and I've got the whole summer. Guys, I'm on day 2 of summer, and I'm already up to chapter 8. Now, yes, I am working from a completed manuscript. That just means that when I get this one done, I'm guaranteed that I have a book already. I've got September's release ready. Hartwell Chronicles is ready. I've got the Lightbearers series. Hopefully, that is going to be ready by next Friday. I'm giving myself till next Friday to get this one done. Then by my birthday, which is June 28th, I'm hoping to have my serial killer book underway. So I'm excited to know that by the end of June, I'm hoping to go ahead and have book 1 started of my serial killer book. Thank you to my cousin for giving me the name on Facebook. I put it out there. I kind of told the premise. I told them what I was thinking of. It has to have prophecy in the name. And so she helped me craft the title. So I already have a title for that. Now it's just gotta, I just gotta have the time to sit and write it. I already have my page of brainstorming notes. I'm going to do a video on that to encourage you guys to pull yourself around your target audience, because it's just invaluable, the information that you can get from them when you're doing a brainstorming session. So I just wanted to jump on and let you know that templates, no matter what you're doing, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, build yourself a template. whether you're building it from a work that you've already done, just resave it as your template, then copy and paste, do what you need. It's very simple. All I'm doing is just removing drop cap, cutting, and then I'm pasting in, and then adding drop cap, and then I'm going in and highlighting everything again, making sure I have it at 1.15, making sure that I have no spaces before or after just by accident, just in case something is wonky. I want to make sure it's done now. And I'm also making sure it is 11-point font. That is the font that I chose because great day in the morning, me picking a 13 font, don't know what I was thinking. And then I'm going in at each chapter where I have the section breaks. I'm adding an image, changing the titles, and then going and making sure in my header, not on my left-hand page because that has my author name. That's not changing anytime soon. But on my right-hand side, I'm putting Bridges. I haven't decided if I'm going to call it Bridges or the Lightbearers series. Not sure. I haven't decided what I'm going to put in the right. But I put Bridges. I think that's where I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go with that because that's where my first pull went. But who knows? So I will tell you that formatting is a beast. Once you get it done, though, you're going to be so pleasantly surprised when you pull up your next go at this, your next copy. So when I start my serial killer book, I'm going to make a new template, save it. I'm going to save it, then the serial killer name of the book, and I'm going to say Ingram Spark, because you need an ebook, and then you need a print book format. Trust me on this, because especially if you're using Drafted Digital, you're using their corner decoration, or you're using their kind of their formatting, and it's going to screw everything up. Don't have to worry about headers and footers. You don't have to worry about having all of the font changes, because you're wasting your time. So I already have an ebook Drafted Digital template that I'm then going to have ready, so that way when I go Drafted Digital, which I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, do I want to go Drafted Digital on Lightbearers? Probably. I'm probably going to stick with them with my ebooks. Even though they still haven't went through the Amazon process. I've got to email customer service again about Amazon, but I'm already on pre-order. Amazon does not pre-order, so that might be the issue because I've set it out for publication 3 months out in advance. So I do know that they do not have a contract with them to pre-order, but I'm already on pre-order ebook through Barnes & Noble, Apple, and other distributors, even Overdrive, which is what I wanted, which was the library system, which I would be able to use Biblioteca 2. So I'm excited about those two offerings with Drafted Digital more than anything. So I will just let you guys know that the Hartwell Chronicles is already up. It's floating around there in space. Barnes & Noble, Amazon does have the print version, but you can get it at Barnes & Noble because I did a distribution discount for wholesale distribution. You can get it a lot cheaper on Barnes & Noble's website, so I would encourage you to hit there too, just to check it out. And once you get your ebook and your Word templates ready for print and ebook, go at it. Start putting out those books. Don't let anything, no excuses, stand in your way. And if you don't want to do like I did, which I will tell you was a pain, and if I could probably go back, if I knew about these DIY templates, I would have used those. There is a YouTuber that I watched her. She actually used his templates, and she had everything all formatted in for her book for Ingram Spark. I'm like, man, I've already already past this point. So that's why I decided to go in and create my own. But if you don't have a template already built and you're starting from scratch, I would suggest you use those templates, build it from there, then start saving. And you'll save yourself a lot of time and trouble and headache later on. So I'm going to put down the link just in case the video was being a little weird, because in the corner I kept getting this little saying that it wasn't showing what my screen was. So if I missed that, I'm going to put a link down so you can go to his website. I'll have his name and his website and his YouTube channel, because I was watching his YouTube channel on just how to format in Word. And I was building my book in Word instead of going the route I was going to do InDesign, and I was going to pay to do InDesign, and then I was like, why? I have Word. I know I can figure this out. I'm used to Word. So instead of having to learn a new platform really quickly, I just stuck with Word, and I'm glad that I did. Because then I'm PDFing it and Word documenting it and going about my merry way now, already up to chapter 9 in the Lightbearers series. So I'll show you some more tricks and tips later on, so make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We've got some big vlogging experiences coming up over the weekend, so hit that bell so you can make sure you don't miss an episode. And thanks for joining me here on Jen Lowry Writes. All right, bye guys.